Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with Chef Michael Heaps of Harry's Hospitality Group. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure having you here.
Great to be here.
And we've got tons of beautiful mise en place working on the counter here. So what are we making?
So today we're going to be making a pan-seared Chilean sea bass.
Nice.
We're going to pair that with some citrus marinated vegetables, some couscous that's going to be dressed with a basil arugula pesto.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Fantastic. So first I have this this wonderful piece of fish right here.
I mean, look at this. I don't think I've ever seen Chilean sea bass mostly whole.
Yeah, typically when you get it in the restaurant, when you get it in a grocery store, you're just going to see portions.
Right.
They've already taken care of this, but we typically, yes, be careful of those. They can get you. But we typically get all our fish in-house in a whole format, and then we fabricate it from there down to the fillets that we need.
So much fresher that way.
It absolutely is. So I'm going to first start by cutting down the spine right here.
Okay.
This is, it's a very meaty fish.
Yeah.
It's got a very high fat content to it.
Right.
Which
that's why it tastes so delicious.
It's so good. Yeah. And it's very forgiving for novice cooks as well.
Right, because it doesn't dry out.
It does not dry out.
Nice.
No. So we're just going to simply take that off.
This is great. So you guys are really known for your steaks at Harry's Savoy Grill and known for doing all the butchering and aging in-house.
Absolutely.
But you do fish as well.
We do. We're
you do
very
it
well known for our seafood.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is kind of take the rest of these bones off here.
Okay.
And finish filleting this out.
Nice. So how many fillets will you get out of a big fish like this?
This one will probably get about a dozen or so, depending.
Wow, that's really cool.
Excuse me.
Sure. And will you find a lot of little pin bones in here like you do with a lot of fish?
So you are definitely going to have the pin bones throughout here, but you can't really remove them like you would with a regular fish. So we usually end up just kind of cutting those out.
Okay.
And you can kind of feel them running right through here. But before I get there, I'm going to start on this side here. Cut a couple fillets up until we get to those bones.
Okay. Now there's a lot of different types of sea bass out there. What's the main difference you'd say between Chilean sea bass and like a black bass?
Well, this is a larger fish. That's
right,
for
black
sure.
bass are pretty small.
And then the fat content I think is completely different. This one has a higher fat content.
I would agree. Beautiful.
So I think we've got enough fillets, at least for what we're looking for here. And we're going to leave that skin on.
Nice. You don't see skin on Chilean sea bass a lot.
Well, it depends on where you go.
Yeah, exactly.
And really it's up to the chef's discretion.
Right.
I typically like it on there, but here's the thing. If you're going to leave it on the fish, it has to be crispy.
100% agree with you.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than flaccid fish skin.
Yes.
Right?
Indeed. So we're actually going to score this then too. Put like a nice little diamond shape. That's going to also help it become more crisp.
Yeah. Kind of help the surface area get to all those little pieces.
Absolutely. And
could probably help the seasoning get up in there too.
That too.
Yeah. Nice.
And you definitely want a sharp knife when doing this, because otherwise you're never going to get through.
Right. A sharp knife is really important when cooking anything.
Absolutely.
But especially something like this.
All right, so I think we're good now.
Great.
So now, just going to make sure that we have a very high pan, or high temperature pan.
Cast iron too.
I like the cast iron because I'm a big fan of cast iron because it holds its temperature.
So when you want that crispy skin, it's really important to keep that temperature up.
It is.
Stay tuned for more of the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen.
So now we got to season this with, I like to use a salt and white pepper mix.
Okay.
I usually use salt and white pepper for all of our seafood.
So you just have that mixed together?
Yeah.
So for easy access.
So we'll do 3 fillets here.
You guys do lots of different seafood at Harry's Savoy Grill. You don't just do the fin fish, for a dinner entree, but you've got a great raw bar too.
Yeah, we do. We offer East Coast, West Coast oysters.
Right, which a lot of people don't offer West Coast oysters here on the East Coast, which I think is great.
Yeah, I mean, Listen, they're completely different.
They are.
And people have their favorites, whether it be
For sure.
the East or the West, but we want to make sure that we have something for everybody.
Yeah, I love that.
So we've got a very hot pan here that we brought the oil up to smoke point. That's where it just starts to smoke a little bit. We're going to put that skin side down, and we're going to cook it like 90% of the way skin side down.
So you're really ensuring that skin gets just crackling crisp.
You need to leave it there the whole time.
And these are thick fillets, and
They
you
are
want to cook
thick.
this
So
all the
they're
way through?
Oh yeah, you want to cook it all the way through. They're going to take a while, so we're going to put them down there, and when we get it right to where we want it on that skin, we're going to pop it in the oven, allow it to finish cooking while we prepare everything else.
So you're never even going to flip that fish over?
No, no. Right before it comes out of the oven, then we'll kind of flip it, kind of touch it on the other side, and that's it.
I can already taste that crackling, crispy skin.
All right, so like I said, we're going to keep cooking it on this side.
The biggest fish spatula you've ever used.
Yeah, and you can see how it's starting to turn that nice brown color.
Right.
But we're gonna let it go a little bit longer because it's not quite there, and we want to make sure that it is crispy.
Right. And what a nice presentation that cross hatching makes.
It does. Yeah, it makes it look very eye appealing.
Right.
So while this is searing, we have our couscous here. I've got some water boiling right there. We're going to season up with a little bit of water. We'll throw our couscous in there.
This is Israeli couscous?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice. It's a little bigger.
Yeah, and it's got a nice little bite to it, a little texture to it when it's done.
Nice.
So we're going to let that boil, come up to a nice little al dente. Take a look at our fish here. Yep, that's looking good. And you don't want to disturb this too much because you run a chance of disturbing that skin and kind of breaking it away.
It's very delicate.
It is very delicate.
And just in case, got another spatula for you.
That's more appropriately
sized. This is
sized.
like a clown spatula.
All right. So I think we got a pretty hard sear on the bottom here.
Cool.
We're going to finish this in the oven at 350.
Okay. About how long will that take in the oven?
You're probably around 8 to 12 minutes.
All right, so not too bad.
Yeah. Some of those thicker pieces are going to take a little bit longer
Sure.
than say the thinner tail piece won't be quite as long.
Okay.
All right, so while this is cooking, we're going to move on to making the marinade for our citrus marinated vegetables.
Great.
So I'm going to start with, here's this bowl here. We're going to start with a little bit of water, some cider vinegar, pinch of crushed red pepper.
I was waiting for you to throw that whole thing in there.
No. We're going to use lemon zest.
Nice.
A little bit of sugar, and a little bit of salt.
Awesome.
And then we're going to kind of stir that up.
All right.
Spoon right here. And this is kind of our marinade for our vegetables. We're going to need a little bit of fresh. Can I hand me the knife, please? Thank you. We're going to use some fresh lemon juice.
So 2 different types of acid. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you're getting, you get some acid from that vinegar, but really the freshness, the brightness is going to come from the lemon juice. And that's really what you're going for.
Yeah.
That fresh, bright.
It's a lot more complex that way, too.
Absolutely. All right, so now that we got that all whipped up and ready to go.
Stay tuned for more of the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen.
So when I created this originally, it was to utilize all the fresh vegetables that I had in my garden in the springtime.
Awesome.
So you can use any type of vegetable in this, whatever's available.
Fresh.
Yes, at the time. Currently today we're going to use some red pepper, some yellow pepper, some tomatoes.
Perfect.
And we're just going to, essentially we're making a salad out of it that's being dressed with this citrus marinade.
Beautiful. Like all of the different colors you have going on too.
Yeah. I like this because, you see it and you think, all right, this is spring.
Yeah, definitely. Nice and fresh, vibrant. nice. You could really use, I mean, could you use carrots or?
You could use anything,
Right.
really. I mean, whatever is available, whatever is fresh, you go to your local market, kind of see what they got going on there, and utilize all that.
Just kind
And
of a rough
it doesn't,
chop.
yeah, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. It's whatever you really want it to be.
Keep it nice and rustic. I like
And
that.
that citrus complements the fish as well, and you know,
Right.
classic lemon. And,
Some nice cherry tomatoes.
yeah, beautiful cherry tomatoes, and then we're gonna finish this also with some fresh herbs as well.
Great.
So we'll throw those in there. We'll get a little bit of fresh dill. Kind of chop that up.
A lot of Mediterranean flavors happening.
Yeah, delicious stuff. And I think that about does it.
Okay, great.
So we'll kind of mix those up here.
Now, you guys do a lot of special events at Harry's Savoy Grill.
We do.
Weddings, you do all kinds of different functions.
Banquets,
Yeah.
all types of different things. We've got a huge banquet space.
How many people can you fit in there?
I do believe in the large banquet hall is somewhere around like 200, 250.
That's a
somewhere in
nice
there.
number.
Yeah. you
That's
can
a
fit
good
quite
amount of people.
Quite a few people
For
in
sure. Nice wedding.
there. Okay, so now that we got our vegetables marinating there, I think our pasta is just about done.
Great.
So I will take that, strain it off. All right,
Sorry.
pardon me. Kind of let that set in here for a minute. And next we need to make our pesto.
I love pesto. One of my absolute favorite things to make, especially in the summertime when you have all of that basil in the garden. You don't know what
yeah.
to do with it.
And like I said, this is all about the stuff that you find in your
Exactly.
garden.
I love that. So you can really adapt it to whatever you have.
All right, so we'll take our blender, and I've got some ingredients already measured out. So to this, we're going to add our olive oil, a little bit of garlic, our pine nuts, and we're going to puree this a little bit more than you would a normal basil,
Okay.
or pesto, I mean, because I want it to be a little bit on the thinner sauce side in order to coat all that pasta.
Nice.
And to help the blender here out, I'm just gonna kind of pre-chop some of this stuff.
Oh, the basil smells so good.
So
It smells like
good.
summertime.
And same with the arugula.
Oh, so that's going to go into the pesto.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
we're getting kind of a couple different flavors going on there.
like that.
This is a little bit more spicy, peppery.
So Harry's Savoy Grill is really more of a fine dining type of an environment, but
I
you
think
guys
it is.
also
Yeah.
have kid chalines, which is much more casual. It's kid friendly.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a really great place to get a burger, but you have lots of seafood there too.
We do. Take a little bit of this.
That's just Parmesan.
It is. It's Parmigiano Reggiano.
There you go.
Just a little bit more oil.
Stay tuned for more of the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the Chef's Kitchen.
Tell me about kid chalines and the menu over there.
So it's a lot more casual. You know, we're known for our burgers.
Yeah,
We've won a
great
lot
burgers.
of, awards for our burgers.
Definitely, rightfully so.
We've got, tacos. We've got amazingly fresh salads
Yeah.
that we keep on the menu.
Your award-winning crab cake that everybody knows from Harry's Savoy Grill you offer there too, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a crab cake on the menu that has become very popular.
Mm-hmm.
it's just a great place that anybody can go to.
Yeah.
A real crowd
Quick
pleaser.
casual lunch.
Absolutely.
But you're getting really solid food.
So we have our couscous here, and then I just made this pesto, and we're gonna toss these two together, which is gonna make this a
Nice.
very bright green color.
The color of the pesto is gorgeous. And see, this is like a meal in and of itself for me. I could just
really
eat
is,
the
yeah.
couscous and the pesto, maybe a couple tomatoes, and be super happy.
I'm gonna hit it with
That
just
just
a
looks like spring
little
right
bit
there.
more.
I think the groundhog, did he see his shadow the other day?
You know, I don't recall.
I don't know, but I'm going to predict if I'm a groundhog, I'm going to say spring's coming early this year.
Fantastic. So now we've got that. Oh, you know what? I forgot a couple green onions in that mix as well.
I did actually play a groundhog, the groundhog, in a play called February on Trial when I was in 5th grade. So, fun fact about me. I won an Oscar.
An Oscar. Yeah. Fancy. All right.
Nice, so you put some green onion in there.
Yeah, why not? I got
it.
this red onion here too.
Yeah, just onion it up.
That. Like I said, you can put really whatever you got laying around. But this will give it some nice color as
Yeah.
well.
This is going to be a pretty dish, I can
I
already tell
know.
that.
It's going to scream spring and
Yeah,
summer.
definitely. Now, is this something you keep on the menu all the time, or is this more of a
No,
seasonal item?
this is more of seasonal
Yeah.
item. Like I said, in that spring summertime,
Right.
And that's really when we have it on. All right, so I think we're ready to plate up.
Perfect. I'll grab the plate. You grab the fish. We'll meet back in the middle.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, how often do you change up the menus at Harry's Savoy Grill? Because I know that you have
Constantly.
staples on the menu, like
Yeah.
you're never taking prime rib off, right?
No,
Like,
never.
Prime
No,
rib
I
is
think
never coming off that
I think
menu.
people would probably
They would revolt.
they would revolt. But all right, so you've got this beautiful fish
Oh
here.
my gosh,
right?
look at that. Wow.
Bingo. You have to be gentle.
Yeah,
Because
this is
it will
delicate.
fall apart. All right, and then now it's time to plate up. So
All right.
what we're gonna do first is we'll take our couscous. I'm gonna put that down. And you can do this with multiple different kinds of pasta. You could do it with orzo, you could do it with anything really.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Any kind of small pasta.
Then we're gonna take our fish. Set that right
That is
there,
gorgeous.
just like that. And then we'll take these freshly marinated vegetables, and we're gonna just put them down there.
So much brightness it brings to the table. All of that acidity that's going to cut through the fattiness of that fish.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
And then you got the herbs in there with the dill and your green onions.
Pair that with a nice glass of wine, which you guys are also known for. You guys have
Absolutely.
an incredible wine program, and I'm in. All right, let's bring this to the tasting table. All right, so joining us for the tasting is General Manager Kelly O'Hanlon, and she's going to talk a little bit about the wine we're about to taste.
Yes, hey Nicole, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good to see you again. So today I chose to go with this lovely sea bass, a Sancerre.
Nice.
Which Sancerre is a region in Loire Valley in France, and the white Sancerre is a 100% Sauvignon Blanc, but it's got really good herbaceousness and really good acidity that's going to pair perfectly with this fish.
Wonderful.
So
Can't
I'm
wait
excited.
to try it.
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I love Sauvignon Blanc. That's always my go-to wine.
Well, it pairs perfectly with pretty much any fish, but
Yeah.
with this set that Chef Michael made up, I think it's going to go great.
Oh, I can't wait to try. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Cheers.
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 Thank you. This is such a treat.
The herbs and the acidity, it's going to go great with that. So let's dig
Definitely.
in. Let's try it.
Here's a fork for you.
Thank you.
And a fork for you.
Thank you.
It's
All
going
right,
to go
don't
good
be
with
shy,
the
guys.
pesto, too. This looks great, Michael.
It really does. Ooh.
Some of those veggies in
Yum.
there.
It's so fresh and so light. You
Springtime.
try a little bit. Yes, exactly. The wine. This is a beautiful dish. Everything works together so well. It really does taste like spring, like summer,
Yeah.
which I can't wait for. Cheers, both of you.
Yes.
It was
Cheers.
so nice to
Cheers.
have you here
Yes.
again.
Thank you.
Harry's Savoy Grill, Harry's Hospitality Group. It's always such a pleasure.
Come down and see us.
We will.
I like it here because I actually get to show people what it is that we do in the restaurant. You know, oftentimes people that are coming to the restaurant, they don't get to see what we do in the back of the house. So this is a great opportunity where I actually get to show what it is that we do.